Hey there, I'm Sarah Segar from Experiential Learning Depot. This video is all about group work in the classroom. Do you have total chaos in your class when you're doing group work like I do? Maybe students aren't taking initiative. Maybe one student isn't pulling their weight. Maybe their voices are kind of squashing over each other and no decisions are being made. These are really common group work challenges. I know we all have them. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Group work in itself isn't the problem. It's that your students lack the skills to do group work effectively, and we can change that. Instead of avoiding group work altogether, we can help students manage it. Let me show you how to do that in this video. Group work. Does that word just make you squirm a little bit? Group work chaos. Let students manage it. That's what we're talking about in this video. As a student, I used to loathe it. I figured I could just do the work faster and better on my own. If I felt this way when I was a student, I'm sure that you have kids in your class that feel the same way. When I started teaching, I avoided group work altogether. And this was from experience. It just very rarely worked out at the beginning of my teaching career. So I thought it just set my students up to fail, so I stopped doing it. And when I became a project-based teacher and people suggested co- or group teaching, I groaned. It felt like adding a ton more to my already very full plate. Do you ever feel like this? Yes, working with others is hard. Even adults struggle with it. I still do. But that's exactly why it matters. If we don't help students learn how to work together now, we're setting them up to struggle later, at work, in college, in relationships, at home. And maybe worse, we're teaching them that group work is inherently bad, when in reality, learning to collaborate is one of the most vital life skills. It's not just about helping students succeed individually. It's about preparing them to contribute meaningfully to the world. The impact of true collaboration is far-reaching and powerful. So here's the good news. Group work doesn't have to mean chaos. You just need the right tools, and your students need opportunities to practice building the skills for effective group work. I want to share a few of my favorite ways to give students real opportunities to practice working together effectively. I give my students templates for each of these experiences, which I've provided links for in the description. So check those out if you're inspired. I'm going to walk through each of these tools or experiences individually. First, I like to do daily teamwork exercises. Start small. I use short 10-minute or less exercises that students complete at the start of the class, kind of like an entry ticket. It's the first thing that they can do when they walk in the door. Each one targets a teamwork skill, like active listening, giving constructive feedback, managing conflict, things like that. So little by little, they build a toolkit for working well with others. Here's an example, and my templates that I use are editable, so I swap them out here and there. The team branding challenge. This is a favorite of my students. Before diving into academic group projects, I like to have students create a team brand to build a shared identity for their group. They develop things like a logo, a mission, shared goals, strengths, a team voice, even a visual identity. This challenge is fun and super practical because it helps teams align early and it gives them a shared identity they can carry into future projects. It's goal setting, reflection, relationship building, all in one experience. This experience is especially powerful when students stay with the same team for future group projects or activities. That's often how it works in real life, right? Like I worked with the same team of educators for 10 years, and that consistency made our collaboration stronger over time. Teamwork problem-based learning challenge. This one, in my experience, is a game changer. What students do is identify common group work problems in a group. They do this in a small team, like unequal workloads or communication breakdowns, that kind of thing, and they work together to design real solutions for these problems. Then they actually apply those strategies in your class the rest of the year. It's student created, student tested, and student owned. For example, if a group identifies poor communication as a common challenge in their team, they might brainstorm ways to improve it and create a shared communication guide. They can then use that guide to streamline future group work. If another group notices that unequal workload is a recurring issue, they might develop a feedback and improvement system to make task distribution more fair and transparent. The key is that students are identifying the problems and designing the solutions themselves. They're reflecting on their own experiences with collaboration and actively working together to make it better. Because they own the process, they're more engaged and invested in the outcomes. In other words, avoiding group work won't help anyone. Letting students struggle through it without guidance won't either. But giving them practice, tools, and ownership, that changes everything. All three of these experiences that I talked about, teamwork exercises, the team branding challenge, and the PBL teamwork challenge, are available in my store. You can grab them individually or bundled together, and if you're doing project-based learning, even better. PBL is one of the best ways to give students real opportunities to use these skills and keep improving them all year long. The links for these resources are in the description, so check that out and let your students take the lead. You've got this, and so do your students. Give them the tools, step back, and watch what they can do. You'll be in awe. See you next time.